Hello and welcome to the Two Ace Podcast, the podcast designed to help you manifest your Two Ace mindset. My name is Josh Brooks and my one focus is success through the art of discipline and flow. I hope you enjoy the episode. Now let's get right into it. Just before I get into the episode, guys, make sure to follow, rate, and share the podcast about. Let's make this the best mindset podcast out there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is you are joining me. I hope you're having a good one. And today I'm going to be talking about life as a game. Now, I did briefly touch on this in one of my previous episodes, but I did glance over it quickly because I didn't really want to put the impression out there so early on. But I do think this topic is an important one because it's basically a large revelation that I had initially in order to start my journey, because I used to play a lot of video games. And there's a particular video game that I used to play a lot, and it's a first-person tactical shooter in which it was team-based, so you had 5 people versus 5 people. And there'll be attackers and defenders, and the defenders had to defend a building and defend the objective, and the attackers had to attack this objective and eliminate all the defenders in order to win. And the defenders had to win by eliminating or preventing the attackers from completing the objective and running the time down. Now, each individual character had their own individual abilities and could do different things along the map and create different sort of like strategies kind of thing. Anyway, why am I saying this? So, life is a game. Now, the analogy is important, and along the way you'll understand why as I talk through it. So, when I was playing this game, I wanted to get really good at it because I really loved it and I spend a lot of time playing it. So I thought to myself, how do I get really good at this game? So I was like, right, okay, so I need to improve my aim and my reaction time. And I need to improve my game knowledge and my knowledge of different characters and what they can do in certain situations. So those are the 2 things that I broke my initial goal of getting good into. So, right, okay, I want to get good, really good. I broke it down into reactions / aim, and I broke it down into map knowledge. Now, in terms of aim and reaction time, the way I would get better at this is I would go against the computer. So I would go into a match and it would be me on my own versus about 20 or something, 20, 30 like bots controlled by the computer. And I would do this on the same map and I would do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it was very repetitive and very tedious. And to be honest, it wasn't that interesting. But over time, I noticed my aim get better. And the practice paid off and the patience paid off. And I ended up getting quite nice aim, quite good reaction times. I was like, right, sweet. So that paid off. So I kept doing that. Cool. I would also then practice in online casual lobbies before then going into competitive matches where I would then reap the rewards of all the practice that I did. Now, in terms of game knowledge, I would go in these different maps, play these different characters, and I would try different things out. So I do trial and error. So say if I'm defending, I would go as a character that can run about the map and not be detected as well. So by that, I would go on like new maps that have only just come out, so no one knows what's going on. And I would round 1, I would hide somewhere, and if someone gets me, I'd be like, right, how did they get me? How did they see me? And then the round after, I would then use that knowledge to get them. So if I'm in place A and they get me from point B, I would go to point B and hide somewhere there. So then when they expect me to be in point A, I would actually be in point B and I'd get them. Now, round on round on round, I would get better and better and better. Now, I'm sure you're already aware that this analogy is very related to what I have been talking about on previous episodes, in that I'm practicing, I'm breaking down, I'm using introspection to be like, okay, how do I do this in order to get better? I've got my goal setting, I've got my compounding and consistency and achievement. And again, I didn't want to do these missions against the computer, but I did it anyway. It's discipline, and through practice, I would end up being in flow state. And yeah, this analogy of life as a game, I think, is really important, because I then had this revelation when I did get really good at this game. I was like, right, what if I just applied this knowledge to life? What if I was just like, right, okay, so I want to get really good at life. How do I get really good at life? Okay, so I'm going to break it down into two subsections, I like to do with the game. I'll be like, right, okay, so in order to get good at life, I need to get good at goal setting. I need to get good at my game knowledge, my life knowledge. Be like, right, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? So I would set my goals, my goal orientation, my goal priorities. I would set my priorities, and I'd be like, right, okay, so in order to do this, I need to do this first, then this, then this, and this. And my version of improve my aim, improving my focus, is process orientation. It is, what do I need to do now, and what do I need to do in practice in order to achieve my goal? And like I said in previous episodes, I was able to use these various aspects to do that. And I broke out of this game. I don't play it anymore. I've not played it in a very long time. And this revelation, at the time, it was quite big, because I went from playing this game day in, day out to being like, what if life is just a big game? And it is. Life is whatever you make it. You're the master of your own reality. You choose what to do every day. And you can choose how to do it and why to do it. No one's telling you to get out of bed. It's just you. And basically, I think it's really important to share this revelation, because there's some people that may be listening to this that do play video games, and yeah, fair enough. Everyone has their outlet, and there's nothing wrong with playing video games. I'm not saying that at all, but just think what you're doing in that video game, and the amount of time and energy you're spending on it. What if you reciprocated that in terms of life, in terms of the bigger picture? Because now, unless you're insanely good at that video game and you're going to be able to make a living off that for the rest of your life without being bored, and fair enough if you want to do that, albeit go for it. I'm happy for you. However, that is not the majority, and the majority can understand video games. Even if you don't play them, you can understand why people enjoy them, right? And like I said, life is, it's a big game, and in order to succeed, you've got to practice, and you've got to put the hours in, and you've got to put the energy in. You've got to have the drive to improve. If you float through life not willing to be outside your comfort zone, then you will always be comfortable. And yeah, you might be happy, but I prefer pride over happiness, personally. Now, putting in the work and putting in the time into life can be quite daunting compared to a video game. In a video game, you're in your comfort of your own home. You can play it in bed, wherever you are. You can just be like, right, I'm just gonna have this game. I'm gonna have a couple games. I'm gonna have 3 games. I'm gonna have all these. You're just gonna play for a few hours. In them 3 hours in this video game, you are practicing being comfortable in your own home with a distraction in front of you. What if you spent that time and energy working on yourself? Now, these are just the thoughts that I have and I had when I stopped playing video games. Now, I'm not against video games. Like I said, I'll play the odd one now and then, but it's not a habit. I don't remember the last time I played a video game, to be honest. I'm open to playing it at some point in my life. If it's like a social event or whatever, but like it's not a regular thing, kind of. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, just life is a game. Even if you're playing chess, if you're playing checkers, if you're playing cards, poker, hopscotch, rock paper scissors, any sort of game, the rules of that game can be applied on a bigger picture in terms of who you are, where you're going, and how you're going to do it. And that is the point I want to get across. Life is a game. With that, thank you for your time. Thank you for this opportunity. Remain consistent, achieve dreams. I've been your host, Josh. 2 Ace, 1 Focus.